Lucy,
Hi.
welcome. How are you? You alright? Good to see you again.
Really good, thank you.
You've come down 2.5 hours, long trip, right, on the train.
It's okay.
It's a bit of a commitment for you.
Terrible. Yeah.
So, is it worth coming down for 2.5 hours?
Yeah, of course it is. It's the face of USN.
So what does that mean to you though?
So for me, I've always been an athlete since I was 6 years old.
Yeah. Define athlete for me.
Gymnast into a swimmer for 10 years.
Right.
So I swam for England. So I've always had.
Oh, what was the event?
200 IM
200.
and 400 IM, but slowly more to 200 because I just got this. And so I've always been an athlete. I've always had that organisation in my life, the focus, because it was so high performance, promote a healthy fitness lifestyle. And I noticed the Face of USN and their whole ethos, as you obviously know, is health and fitness completely orientated. And through my YouTube, my Instagram, I go down the route of content knowledge. So I wouldn't just post a picture for the sake of it. I'd always want to give someone so much knowledge and information. And I thought if I have an amazing brand behind me, potentially, or should reach more people.
How do you perceive the industry at the moment? I'll ask you that one.
I think in terms of like knowledge base, it is very clouded, if that makes sense. So when I first went into it 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about it really, and you'd Google something, you'd be like, oh, carbohydrates bad for you, and it's like, yeah, they're so bad for you, don't have them. And I hated that about the industry because I didn't know where to get the information from. And it's exactly the same with social media if you think about it, because you'd look on Instagram and there's so many people who just promote any product and say anything about it just for a purpose of getting more known in a way. So I think it's clouded, so that's like the purpose of what I want to do is to give people knowledge and content. So I'd go off and I'd read something, I'd research it, I'd ask the big guys or the science people on social media, can you check through this before I post it? So I know what I'm putting out there is legit and I believe in it, so I wouldn't post something or speak about something that I don't believe in.
So we talk about the Instagram stuff, but what to you is health and fitness? What is it?
Health and fitness is being happy in your own body. I know a lot of it, obviously fitness is to do with aesthetics, but if you just solely focus on aesthetics, you might not be happy. So you could look in the mirror and you'll look at yourself and be like, I'm really unhappy, because you're, I don't know, like weighing yourself every single morning. Obviously you're not going to drop weight overnight and things. And if you focus on self-confidence, being confident, being happy, don't go to the gym because you have to and it's a chore, go because it's going to make you feel better. I just think the whole health and fitness should be to feel better. Obviously coming with it is like you'll look good and you feel better in yourself. But if you're confident, that just shows so much more in a person's personality. Surfing, skiing when I was like 4 years old, like the whole like outdoorsy family. Started swimming lessons when I was 6, gymnastics, you know, all the little sports that a kid does. And then I chose swimming at 10, which is a weird decision for a 10-year-old to make. Like it's not something, like at the age of 10 my dad was like, so do you want to actually go to the Olympics to swim or do you want to do gymnastics? I was like, I want to go to the Olympics. So I then swam for 8 years, I trained up to 9 times a week. I was classed as like a full-time athlete, like alongside A-levels.
Yeah. What A-levels did you take?
Business, PE and English literature. And for me, that built me as a person because you have to do everything on your own, you don't go with your parents. I was 15 years old, going to America on my own and things, and it grows you as a person. And then unfortunately, I basically just plateaued about the age of 16. And
which is normal for a young athlete, it
happens,
it is
indeed. And because I started so young, I peaked at 14.
That's the problem.
Yeah, this is what I didn't think about when I was first started, but when I was 15, 16, I was on track to be going to Rio in 2020. But yeah, I plateaued and I was just staying the same, really quick in training.
And it's very common with young athletes. So young athletes, young excellent performing athletes, the younger they are, the less likely they are to become world champions.
Yeah, it's the people who start when they're like 15, who will potentially make it more. But now with swimming, a lot of the really good athletes, like the 2020 athletes, like some of them are 16, 17.
So what's been the? Have you ever had like a really low in all of that time? What was the lowest moment that you experienced?
My knee surgery. It was awful because I started swimming in April, and then May, June, July, I was so into the gym. I was obsessed. I started seeing results. I was like, this is great. I was like, this is definitely what I want to do. My sister always said to me, she's like, you're going to do great here. You've already got like genetics to get that physique and grow it. And then I was on holiday, and it's bizarre. I basically woke up one morning and my knee was locked straight, and it was just swollen. And I was in Spain, so I couldn't really do anything about it. I was on crutches, in a wheelchair. Flew home, had a consultation, MRI, torn cartilage. But then this was September, but my surgery was November. So September to November I couldn't train legs. But then I started getting really big up pops. I was like, wow, let's just stop. And then November, December, January I couldn't train. So that whole period, it was so difficult because I just started a new sport, a new lifestyle, and I had to completely stop it. So from swimming 9 times a week to gymming to nothing, I couldn't sit still.
You just talked about when you were talking with your sister, and you said like to get that physique.
Yeah, she wanted me to be a competitor.
To get that, but I mean, you talked about it yourself, like to get that physique, and you lit up and to get that physique. But then at the same time, you're talking about health and fitness. Do you think there's a conflict between like getting that physique? What is that physique? And is that physique the face of health and fitness? Is it a representation? What is that?
Depending on, so for a competitor, physique, I think physique is obviously it's the most important thing for them. And I've spoke to so many competitors who said like they just don't feel good in their like final weeks of prep because it's so hard, but they look amazing. So it's like a contrast. Do you want to look good or do you want to feel good? But I think at the start, so when I said to you I wanted that physique, I just wanted to look good. I didn't really care how I was feeling. I was like, I'm going to smash the gym. I was knackered all the time, and it took me like a year to get out of this like mindset. I was like, you actually need to feel good to look good, Lucy. Like you need to just chill out a bit.
So can I ask a question with your Instagram then? So obviously I know your Instagram, and there's a lot of ab shots, right? And you're very proud of these ab shots. Do you think that might alienate the everyday woman? Do you think that might like go, well actually a woman's looking at herself and your pride in having your abs are always out on this Instagram, right? And there's women out there and
who don't have them.
Who don't have them and probably never will have them.
Because I did a whole YouTube video on this because I had so many questions, and part of it is
do you think it alienates them?
Genetics. Well,
that was my question. Do you think it alienates them? Do you think you're sending out a message to women saying, to look good, to feel good, you have to have these abs?
No, I'm just showing my abs because I have them. I was like, I'm not saying you need to have them, and you're probably not going to get them like I am. But
do you think that's a good message to send?
Yeah, because no body is the same. Every single body is different. So we're not genetically the same, no one is. No one's going to look identical to me or you. So they can't expect, and I say this to everyone, I was like, you can't expect to look exactly like someone. So don't have in your head. I always used to idolise Hattie Boydell because she's in incredible shape. And I was so like...
What was that incredible shape? Because forgive me, I don't know who that is.
She is the world BFF champ. Like, she's muscly, but she's so lean. So she's really big, but she's strong as well. Like very like heavy compound legs.
So she would have been very lean, right? Very lean.
Really lean. But I like that. I really like that because I think it's really attractive. Well, no, this is why I've never competed. Okay. This is why I personally would. I think it's great. I have so much respect for competitors because it's great. I personally really couldn't do it because I like my physique and I like a little bit more chunk on me.
So with the USN thing, then the face of USN, and we're looking at someone who can inspire. I mean, we've got a really great team here. I think you know that. What can you offer different?
I actually do feel like I am different because, as I said at the start, I'm going down the route of knowledge base. And
you're saying we've got no knowledge?
No, that was not a no sending. But like I said to you, every point of content that I make, the purpose is to help someone. And this has only been in the last year, but it'll be my Instagram and YouTube are fitness-based videos. So people would go to my page to look for workouts. So I want people to have access to workouts, advice, nutrition, and I have...
Is that something we've not got then, do you think?
I don't think you have singular workouts every day on your page. So I
don't, that's not what I'm about.
Just in general.
Okay.
So hopefully, because it is helpful for people, because I know how hard it is when you go into the gym and you don't know what you're doing, and people can screenshot my workout if they want, I'm like, I'm going to do this today, it's fine, like, then you're not nervous in the gym. Yeah.
So the formal question is then, why do you want to be the face of USN?
I want to help as many people as I can through the help of USN, promoting knowledge, videos, advice to increase confidence.